It's not going to do much to him. But I'm trying to catch this guy, so whatever. Alright, I'm going to try now. It might be a little too early to try, but I'm going to try now. I mean, that's kind of the reason why I bought all these fucking Pokeballs. Yeah!
Nice!
I caught a Geodude. Found in fields and mountains, mistaking them for boulders, people often step or trip on them.
What's it gonna be? Gem.
And the holograms.
Q.
Let's give an antidote to my poisoned gem. Just so that I know I will make it outside in time to heal. Because I would hate to catch a new Pokemon, go outside, and then have it die on me. Because you lose health as you walk when you're poisoned.
Yeah.
Right? So... I mean, I probably could have made it, but whatever. I have 5 Pokemon.
Wow.
Like, holy shit. That bar on the side is filling up.
Yeah.
I can totally see that right now.
Totally.
It's not added in post or anything.
But there's still one that's a dead Pokemon.
Oh, you're gonna leave the dead one in? You
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
Until one fills its place.
You're gonna just have it sitting there reminding me time and again. Ooh, Bullet Seed. Okay, so we're trying to level up the spice. As we shall continue to attempt to level up the spice. I found a Paralyze Heal. Cool. And a Pokemon. Is it a Zubat? It's probably a Zubat. It's a Zubat.
Zubat.
I'm glad I didn't catch you first, you son of a bitch.
Zubat anatomy makes a lot more sense than real bat anatomy. The real bats don't use their eyes. The Zubats don't have eyes.
Yeah, but how weird would a bat look if it didn't have eyes?
It would probably look as weird as a Zubat.
Yeah. Hey, hiker. Suspicious men are in the cave. What about you?
What?
I need an adult? Oh, you're a bug catcher. Another fucking bug catcher. What are you catching in here? Have you ever thought about a gust? Speaking of August, or August rather, there is something I legit want to go to in August, but it's in California.
Oh shit. What's that?
Power Morphicon, actually.
Is that a Power Rangers?
It is.
Huh.
Yeah. They see, I realistically have no real desire to, you know, go to a Power Rangers convention. Not because I don't like Power Rangers. Obviously, I, you know, am quite fond of some of it, and especially of Super Sentai. But beware, Zubat is a bloodsucker, and then bloodsuckers be everywhere. I found a Zubat on this girl's back. What were you doing there, Zubat? Silly Zubat. But, no, anyway, like I was saying, obviously, I would, you know, vastly prefer to go to, like, a Transformers convention, because that's the thing that I primarily collect, right? Like, my Power Rangers stuff collection is by comparison, much smaller, you know, very, very little.
Yeah.
But in recent years, as of last Power Morphicon, I think a couple years ago, because they don't have one every year,
right.
They have one every, like, couple years, and it's never really guaranteed that they're going to have another one, right?
Yeah.
But they've started to gain a lot more popularity, and Clefairy, I want a Clefairy. Too bad I caught a fucking Geodude. Actually, I like my Geodude, so whatever. What can I send out against you? Baconator, do it. Actors from Super Sentai have started attending Power Morphicon.
Good.
Right? And, oh, for fuck's sake. Infatuation. I hate that. You're not going to be able to attack anymore, are you? Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. But yeah, like, come on. Hit it. Yes! The last time they had one, oh, now I'm asleep. You son of a bitch. I should have fucking used Leech Seed so that I could just keep absorbing your fucking life while I did this. Alright, I didn't want to switch out, but we'll switch out for Bird. Yeah, last time they had the guy who played the Tyranno Ranger, Geki, in Curious Sentai Zyuranger, the same costume that was used for the original Red Ranger here, right? They also had, what's his name, Austin St. John, the guy who played the Red Ranger.
Yeah.
They also had, like, I think the suit actor for the Red Ranger. So, like, it was like,
Complete Red Ranger.
Holy fuck, Red Rangers, right? All they needed was fucking Steve Cardenas to be, you know, the other Red Ranger.
Yeah.
And they would have been like, fucking, here's all your Red Rangers, like, right there, right? So, next year, at Power Morphicon, they were having 4 of the original 5 Zyuranger cast there. They're only going to be missing the Blue Ranger. So they have the dude who was the Yellow Ranger in Japan, as well as the chick who was the Pink Ranger, and then they got the Red Ranger and Black Ranger coming in too, right? So that's all well and good. I'm gonna go wake up my dudes. Fuck, I said I'm gonna go wake up my dudes. Fuck you, Zubat. Fuck you, Zubat. And I'm like, well, that's cool, because I haven't finished watching Zyuranger, but it was a pretty good show from what I've seen so far. It's nice to watch and kind of contrast with like the first season of Power Rangers. Yeah. Because I did, not like super recently now, but within the last year and a bit, I think, rewatch the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to like watch Zyuranger and contrast between the two, like what scenes they used for what and how it differed from, you know, how it was adapted from the Japanese version and everything else like that. It was kind of cool to watch. To a lesser extent, it's cool to see stuff from the second season of Power Rangers and where it came from in Die Ranger, right? With like the mecha battles and the White Ranger and shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. But speaking of Die Ranger, at next year's Power Morphicon, the guy who played fucking the Red and Die Ranger, fucking Ryu Ranger, he's gonna be there. And that dude's fucking cool as shit. He's like my favorite character from my favorite Sentai. Yeah. Right? And when he came back in an episode of Gokaiger, which was like the 35th Sentai series, came out, you know, a few years back. It was like almost 5 years now, I think. I'm fighting a Zubat, so Bird comes out. But yeah, he came back for an episode of Gokaiger to reprise his role, because they were like, you know, the big anniversary with a team that could turn into any of the previous teams, right? That was their whole bit. Mm-hmm. As a result, all the original guys lost their power, and so sometimes they'd like come across one that's like, I may not have my power anymore, but whatever, I can still fucking fight bad dudes and shit. And you see him. And something about seeing the actors out of the costumes, right? But doing the stuff that the suit actors in the costumes usually do, is very interesting to me. Mm-hmm. This is Zubat, right? Fighting a Zubat? It's probably a Zubat. Yeah, it's a Zubat. I'm like not even paying attention to what the fuck I'm fighting. I'm like, it's probably just a fucking Zubat. but that's why I like, because each Sentai usually has their roll call, right?
Yeah.
Where they announce who they are, usually with some kind of pose and other such thing, right? And then they do like their whole team name call thing, you know. Like, you get one of them, like, in fucking Zyuranger, you know, they list themselves off and then they just fucking, like, strike a pose, you know, Kyoryu Sentai, Zyuranger, right? And it's like, yeah, explosions, cool shit. Paris!
Ooh.
I love the way that guy sounds. He's got a really nice kind of sound to him. So
Yeah.
cool. But, I keep trying to fight when I can't. Paris will use bird, because I believe Paris is bug type.
That's what the bug catcher was trying to catch.
Maybe. You see those mushrooms on his back?
It's like a mushroom.
Those mushrooms are parasitic.
Oh.
In fact, when that Pokemon evolves, it's a giant mushroom with just a little bit of bug underneath still. The bug's eyes are glazed white because it's been completely taken over by the mushroom.
That's creepy.
Yeah, fucking zombie bug. What? Don't sneak up on me. Question how you think I was doing that. Super nerd Joven would like to battle. He sent out a Magnemite. Oh, fuck. Fucking Magnemites. Shit, what do I want to use on this guy? He's an electric steel. I can try to poison him. My special defense. Ah, fuck. It doesn't affect him. Okay. Dicks. Okay, that's not gonna work then. What works against Magnemites these days? Well, let's try this guy. We'll just Leech Seed you. Good thing I can at least Leech Seed that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. My special defense, it's gone. Now, it doesn't even matter if I do decent damage to you or not. Like, yeah, that's not very effective. Don't care. Oh, now I'm confused. Oh, no. Still leeching your fucking life yet.
Those rubber ducks.
Probably. But yeah, so as I was saying, one of my favorite things has been the, like, the suitless roll call. Right? Not every Sentai does one. Oh good, I actually used Growl, I didn't hurt myself. Good, his attack fell, yay. It's not very effective. I'll take your life though. But yeah, when you see the actual actors do the Sentai roll call instead of like the suit actors with the helmets on and everything else, right? Don't hurt himself, don't hurt himself, yeah! I mean, yeah, tackle ain't gonna do much, but whatever. Oh, you and your fucking metal sound. And yeah, Zyuranger was one of the first teams I ever saw do a suitless roll call. They had their powers stripped somewhere near the last episode for, you know, varying reasons. And they still decided to go fight this dude. One of the big bads of the series, right?
Right.
And they fucking straight up all do their poses, all announce themselves, but it's the actors instead of the fucking suit dudes, right?
Yeah.
And to me, I'm just like, that's really cool. I really like that. That's because I mean,
It's something they've never done before as actors.
Yeah, you know, I'm into cheesy shit like that. It's just kind of how I roll. We'll seed you as well. So when the character of Ryo, the Red from Zyuranger, shows back up at Gokaiger, he's, you know, he's moved on with his life. Like, he's trying to become the world's greatest gyoza chef, which was always his dream in Zyuranger itself.
Right.
So he's still working at it. He's got his own place where he fucking cooks and shit like that, and everything's all well and good. But he meets up with Gokai Silver, who's down on his luck because he's lost his transformation device to a bad guy. And Ryo kind of pep talks him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Poison powder. Yeah, we'll get rid of Growl. And Ryo's like, hey man, I may not be able to transform anymore and fight these guys. Actually, yeah, I want sleep powder instead of poison powder. Fuck that. Give me my sleep powder. Yeah. Okay. And he's like, he's wearing all his like chef gear and shit like that, right? And he's like, I may not be able to transform and save the world anymore, but I'm not going to ignore an enemy that's right in front of me as there's like, bad guy minions and shit fucking running in, right?
Yeah.
And so you see him like do the very like fucking stereotypical kind of cliche thing where like he grabs his clothing here and then in the next shot he's just throwing it off with one hand. Right? And he's down to just like, t-shirt and jeans basically, right? And you see him just fucking launch straight into, granted this is like a decade and a half or more later, right? And he just fucking BAM! Ryurenja! Tenkase! Ryo! Right? Fucking launches back into that and fucking announces himself and does his part of the roll call and then launches into an attack and I'm like, fuck yes.
Just completely unpowered?
Yeah.
Huh.
What am I fighting? Zubat, right. Always Zubat.
Always Zubat.
I can't shift the spice, he's already in battle. But yeah. So, that's the kind of shit I really like. And that guy's gonna be at Power Morphicon. I'm like, oh, that is actually like remarkably tempting.
Yeah.
Because, how often do, especially like fans in North America and shit like that, get chances to go and meet these, Japanese actors from Sentai that came out, like, Dairanger was 93.
Yeah. Wow.
Right, that was fucking 22 years ago, right?
Yeah.
By the time he's at Power Morphicon, it'll have been 23 years since he, played Ryo, and he's gonna be at this fucking thing, and like, what kind of a fucking chance is that you actually get to like, meet dudes like that? So it's really nice that these Sentai actors are starting to like come to these North American conventions.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it happen a few times before at like anime conventions where like Japanese voice actors and stuff will sometimes show up.
Yeah.
Right? But even then it's kind of a rare occurrence. But yeah, like the live action type actors, they seem to be having this kind of move to coming to like, American conventions and shit like that, and that's really cool. So I was still gonna get you watching Dairanger because it's nothing like Sentai shows are now. Sentai shows these days, I mean, they've always been for kids, right? But the ones nowadays are a lot more for kids.
Right.
Basically, it's like, with each generation of children, society tends to like coddle them more. They can't see this, they can't look at that, they can, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, the same is true over there as it is here. So stuff that would be totally normal, totally commonplace for a kids show 20 years ago is not the same now.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, rider shows, they're getting more kiddie as well, but not to the same degree because they are still aimed at a slightly older audience.
Yeah.
I mean, Japan's pretty liberal in what they're willing to show on TV anyway. Just so long as it ain't,
genitalia.
Yeah. Fuck you, Zubat. Do I really need to fight another one of you? Yeah, I guess I do. Switch over for Bird. I gotta get Gem some levels sometime in the near future too. Of course, Gem will level up faster than the Spice. Because that's the other thing about Magikarps is they take a long fucking time to level. It's just because the payoff is so good. But, yeah, so it was because of my enjoyment, like my nostalgic remembrance of the Thunderzords from the second season of Power Rangers that I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll give Die Ranger a try. If that's where all these things came from, hell yeah. And then I started watching Sentai series, because that was a thing.
Yeah.
I was like, this show's fucking good. I really want to pick up, it was released on DVD the day Ben moved in, actually, was the day it came out on DVD for like this region. Shout Factory is releasing this stuff now. Right, like they've been releasing like the Power Rangers seasons as they go, right?
Yeah.
They've got the rights to distribute like the seasons of Power Rangers and stuff like that. But more recently, they made a big announcement like, hey, guess what we've got the rights to do now? We can start releasing fucking professionally subtitled Region 1 DVDs of Super Sentai series. And everybody's like, I'm sorry, you're what? You're fucking what?
That's cool.
So they're like, hey, we're gonna start off with, because it's the one that inspired Power Rangers, we'll start off with Zyuranger. And so they did. Hi, I'm excavating for fossils here under Mount Moon. Sometimes Brock of Pewter Gym lends me a hand. You mean that guy whose ass I beat? Can I help you? I found something. It was a Zubat.
Of course.
I mean, what was I expecting, really? Wouldn't have been better if it was a Geodude. I'd be like, I found one! You know, it's a fossil, right? Yeah, leech my life, see if I care. You leached a whole 1 HP off of me. Yeah, fuck. Have a gust. But yeah, unfortunately, my online purchasing capabilities without a credit card are somewhat limited. So I haven't like bought the seasons online or anything. I've been hoping, because usually that kind of stuff will show up in like HMV. I see a lot of stuff released by Shout Factory showing up in like HMV and stuff like that, right?
Right.
So I keep hoping that maybe I'll find it there. Since I never found Zyuranger there, I doubt I'm going to find Die Ranger at any point. So,
I worked at HMV for 2 years as a receiver, and I never saw anything like that come in. I do recognize Shout Factory, though.
yeah, well, I mean, Shout Factory has distributing rights to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right? Like, even... I think even my G1 Transformers DVDs are Shout Factory.
Right.
Alright? Like, they get licenses and distribute DVDs of fucking all kinds of shit, right? They're not like super recent to the game, but they're definitely...
I feel like Shout Factory DVDs came through Vivendi, if I recall.
At any rate, eventually I'm just gonna have to fucking buckle down and just buy it. I mean, I've got like fan sub versions of all of Die Ranger by one particular subgroup that I go to for all my Rider and all my Sentai stuff, right? Ooh, look, an Oddish! I have not actually fought one of those yet. Grass, weak to Bird. Ooh, sweet scent! My evasiveness fell. I care. Ooh, you're not quite dead yet. My evasiveness fell again. Because Oddish, yo. Oddish.
It's too bad that this wasn't your first battle here.
Why?
Because you can get a Nuptup.
Well, no, I can't catch it because it's a trainer.
This is a trainer? Oh,
Yeah, I'm fighting a trainer.
didn't even realize that.
Also, I think... I don't remember for sure, but check on there to see if Oddish is on that list anywhere, because I think Oddish might have been only in Fire Red.
Oh.
I could be wrong about that. I know Bellsprout was a version exclusive, but I don't know. Like, I think it might have been Bellsprout and Oddish. Bird is evolving! I don't know, it's been a long time since I looked up fucking version exclusives and shit.
Yeah, every instance of Oddish says Fire Red only.
Okay, so yeah, Oddish is a Fire Red exclusive, so I'm not gonna get a Nuptup anyway.
That's so sad.
Congratulations, your bird evolved into Pidgeotto! How do you get out of here? It's so big, I may get lost. That's not the first time I've heard that. Bound chicka honk honk.